What a season. You had Dahlia, Rock, Nikki, Aiden, Britta, Jan, Widow, Heidi, Jackie, Gigi, Crystal, She Who Now Shall Be Named, and you, of course, the winner. How many times did you audition for Drag Race?
I auditioned one other time, like which is so cringy. Oh, I have it. That was the first time that I really auditioned. It was kind of decent, but I was a perfectionist in my head, so I kept like, fix it, clean it up, say this. And then by the time I was done, I had like cards in the front of me, trying to get them like, hi, I am Jaida Essence Hall from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, otherwise known as Jared. I love, and it was so robotic, and then I was like, they don't like me, what's wrong? And I looked back and I was like, girl, that's why, like, you look like a stiff. And then I also have like on my camera, like my video recorder, like the old school thing. Like now people just use phones, but it was like on my old little camcorder where I was like, the first year I was doing drag, and I tried to audition for the show. And I did not send that video, and thank God I did not. That was the worst video ever.
What was your original Snatch Game that year? Do you remember?
Then they didn't ask me. I don't think they asked me for a Snatch Game on there.
It was the simple years.
It was the simpler years. It was like, girl, are you sickening? And then they say, show us your closet. And you show the closet, and it's literally 3 things that's safety pinned together.
Right. By the time you did get on it, though, the application process was a lot more stiff.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that it's like that, because then you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? It's like, child, you could show somebody a beautiful closet, and then they walk on the set, and you're like, okay, girl, she got beautiful clothes, but ain't nothing else there.
Right.
You know? So
this time you finally get the word that you're going to be on the show. How did you prepare? What were those few weeks like getting ready?
It was so hard because I literally made everything. There were 2 things that I did not make for myself on the show, which was the yellow tulle dress and the bridal gown, the black bride gown. Other than that, like everything else I made myself. So it was like, in my mind, I was like, you have to figure out which things you can make, which things you can pull from the closet, like, and immediately get on Instagram and delete those photos of you in those looks. And then,
exactly.
Tricks of the trade, honey. Get all the pictures down if you know you're taking it on the show, because you don't want nobody reading you.
Right.
Because they'll upload all your pictures, and then all of a sudden you're standing on the runway, and they're like, oh, we've seen this already. You know.
I forgot that, of course, you made almost everything, honey. So you get to Hollywood. They sequester you. It's finally the day. You're probably in a closet for 2 hours. Then they take you out, right?
Yeah. It was a nice green room, which does not matter when your nerves are falling to shit. That's the thing. Like, it's like beautiful green room. However, just the entire time spent breathing and gasping, scared for your life, and then they come and knock on the door and say, we're bringing you down to the workroom.
What was your thoughts as you were entering the workroom for the first time?
I'm finally here. That was the thing. That's really all it was, like, I'm finally here. But also, I have to say, I'm very, like, a in-the-moment person. Like, if I'm, like, in the moment, I'm like, I can just focus on that. So, like, I would get nervous sometimes, but then it's, like, easier for me to be like, well, just do what you got to do and just make it work. And so that's what I tried to do most of the competition. But even going into the workroom, that was the idea that I had in the mindset. But when I turned to the side and I looked over, I was like, oh, shit, girl. These girls are gonna be sickening, because I knew a couple of them. Like, I knew they had really good reputations. And
right.
So
like who intimidated you? Who had you heard of before? Who was like, who is she?
I knew Jan. I knew Dahlia. I knew another person. I had not known Rock, but Rock was the only person who was there that I did not. That moment that I didn't know.
And so what was that first day like? Your first day, suddenly, it's not like you're like thrust. You've done pageants, you've been on stage, but suddenly you're like in the middle of Drag Race.
The first day was really good. It was, the first day was real cute. We like all got ready. We had like a cute camaraderie. It was real cute until they had told us we needed to go on that stage and work on that choreo.
Right.
Yeah.
And that wasn't so easy.
Oh no,
Now, you were dubbed the trade of the season by yourself.
Well, of course. I have to say I do have good taste. That's
you do, that's for sure. Now, you clashed a little bit with Aiden Zane in the Untucked because the judges were expecting more from her. Now, where did that come from? Is because you wanted her to do better?
Well, Aiden and I, like especially on our first episode, we both, when we had to do the choreo, we both were like, girl. And I've done choreo before. I just also know that I can do it if I like believe enough to do it, which oftentimes I don't. But if I believe that I can do it, then I'll make it happen. Aiden had never danced before, and so she was just, I just wanted to make sure she was good. But then when we had the issue on the couch, it was subtle shade. It was a little subtle shade. The line was, it's not like I just dropped all of my lines and then that's why I'm in the bottom. And I'm like, oh, now wait a minute, girl, you're picking at a scab. You're picking at a scab. And I'm like, we both fumbled our lines, but obviously the judges loved what you did and they were looking for something from you and you gave them exactly what they needed, so, you know.
Episode 9, the political debate. Honey, where is it? Can we all do it at the same time? Look over there!
Somewhere up there at the beautiful lighting.
Now, that was like when we started to know that not only were you beautiful, but you were also hilarious. Tell me about prepping for that and where that came from.
Okay, so this is the thing. When we did that, we had to like lay out like what would our platform be, all this, and then also I took it we all took it serious, but we took it like serious with a note of humor. Kind of thing. And in my mind, my platform was original because I still live, because I love the bitches, of the bitches, for the bitches. My platform was the fact that there are a lot of entertainers, which I still believe, who do not get paid what they deserve, who have to buy clothing and wardrobe and all of that stuff and still put it together and do the shows. And I think they could get a little extra kick, you know what I'm saying? And that was the platform. And I was giving that, and then I realized, bitch, either you could lose this challenge because it's not that funny, or you could go, either you're gonna go home or you could turn it and do cute. So I was like, I have nothing to lose. And I was like, I'm just throw everything that I had in my mind out the window and just go with this ridiculous platform. And just like, which was no platform.
Now, did you know how hilarious it was gonna be? Or when everyone started to just love it, Jeff Goldblum, all the rest, you were like, this is it, I am good.
I kind of felt like maybe I had a crush on Jeff Goldblum. Because I kind of think like I was more in tuned and inner sync with Jeff. Like we kind of almost saw each other, but then turned out he really also liked Gigi, I think. I don't know, whatever. But when like I would like I would say stuff and I was like, this is so, when it clicked to me, I'm like, we don't know what is happening right now. I don't have any idea what is going on right now in this debate. And when I said that, and he looked and he said like, like, I was like, oh, he gets it too. Okay, well, we're moving in the right direction.
Now, you won, right after the political debate challenge, you won the makeover challenge.
Yes.
So we got a picture from that right there.
Yes. Jazz.
Tell me about that challenge and the challenge of, of winning.
You know what? I love that challenge because I love people. Like I feel like at the end of the day, at the base of drag is that like I said, how amazing is that people love what you do. And then like to have fans of the show, which are the reason why the show is still going, because you can say whatever you want to, but at the end of the day, if there was no fan base, there would be no show. And to have them there and like do a makeover on them was like amazing. And then Bethany was so sweet and she like talked to me about her family and like then she asked me questions about my family and my life and I'm like, girl, you're gonna make me cry and we're not here to do that. We're here to win this competition.
Right.
But that was literally one of my favorite challenges because I love that like have an opportunity to like connect with somebody who loves drag as much as I do.
So you're breezing through. I mean, you're like slay, 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 slay. And then the comedy challenge, one woman show challenge. What was going through your head? Why was that so difficult?
So this is the thing. I was 100% convinced that was going to be funny. Like you could not tell me that it was not going to be funny because I told the story, and sadly, embarrassingly, it is 100% true. But nobody really knows how true it was or whatever because it was so horrible the way I told it. But normally the way I tell it, people love the story, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy because I'll just tell the story the way I do. But then when I got there, I was like, let me make sure I don't leave out details and remember this and remember that. And it just was not cute.
Right, and you're there in front of Michelle, RuPaul, Whoopi Goldberg.
And then when it wasn't going well, and like you could see Ru never really like went like, girl, what the hell? It was more like a, like kind of save it. Like it's you need to turn it around at some point. And then also I had all the opportunity in the world to like fix it, because when Whoopi gave me advice in my mind, I did not take it the way that I should have. She said the story can always change. In my mind, I thought that meant if I make a mistake in the story, I can always change the details of the story because nobody knew what it was. But what she was telling me was what I had done in the political debate is that like if it's not going well, you can change it and be whatever. I should have changed it and been like this ridiculous stand-up comedian who was like, I can't believe I came to this show and y'all are not getting it, because when I gave that, that's what they loved. But shit happens.
It's what, I mean, you still won.